Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for Roundtable number 3 for the Offsite Wood plugin. Today we're celebrating not only the publishing and the launch on the App Store, but a little bit of a dashboard tour from some folks who've worked closely with us. I want to introduce Tim Appleby from the SLAM Collaborative, who has been one of our first beta testers and a loyal advocate for many of our structural systems. And as you've met before, Nicolas Catelier from Revit Pure, who has advised us all along on the dashboard here. I'm going to let him drive the model, go back in time and show us a little more and work through the dashboard on the Offsite Wood plugin. So thanks for coming, Tim.
No, thanks for having me. So again, this is a dormitory project. It's an interesting lower level podium with structure sitting above. And to talk through the mass timber floor stream, I think I don't want to be doing it with this articulated model in. This is just to let you know kind of where it ended up.
The thing that Eli asked me to work on with this plugin, and something I advised him, was having great texture images for the woods. As architects, that's something that is often missing on textures online or material Revit families.
So now we've just got the plain old floor deck in there, that mass out. So here, this is the glory of the material that Nic has developed. Nic, do you want to say anything about this in particular?
And you can see it does look pretty good. And
yeah,
that's all in Revit.
It looks pretty good. That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely the spruce material that I want to see in my client renderings. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's right. And it's fun to download families and they immediately have this kind of texture, not to have to waste them around trying to find the right texture.
Yep. Wall by face. So this QWeb wall structure, type 5. We'll do this type 3 with fiber cement panels. Revit does the hard work while we sit and watch. And here's our wood structure.
Big challenge with Revit is doing detailing. And it's often a part for me that of Revit that is misunderstood and misused. And there's not a lot of energy and time spent on building great detailed component families. So all of these are CLT detailed components with a pattern integrated inside of it. And you can just move the arrows like this. There you go.
I think that's really one of the big lessons for this from the wood industry, is that we often have ended up a little bit too far downstream, and it's hard to get back to what people wanted to use. And we also haven't really built the sort of standards and the families that the architect actually needs. And as Nicolas recently shared a slightly inflammatory statement about families and what makes a good family, and I've been trying to learn about this myself, but I see when he does that on social media, there's hundreds of responses passionate about what makes a good family. Do you have a picture of that one, Tim?
Yeah, okay. So that's a meme basically based on the kind of families, free Revit families that you find online. And often the problem is that people making these families don't really know what they're doing. So they might go overboard and build some sort of a super family that includes like hundreds of parameters like this, which is supposed to be a simple window family, for example. So one thing I've been advising Eli for sure is to be extremely careful with that and to make the families lean and to make them simple and efficient. And this post generated a lot of reactions. Apparently my thoughts about this, I'm not the only one to think about that. I didn't think I would get that kind of reaction for that little image, that little silly image.
Right.
I'm sure they will hear this loud and clear, and I'm sure they know mass timber is coming. So rather than us do the work all at once, we're going to make sure that we get the actual dimensional standards out there, get the architects ready to spec them, listen to the engineers, and keep on adding the data from there.
That allows us in some not too distant future to share our model back with QWeb for a clean and efficient carbon metric analysis.
And we can calibrate that with the BIM model. This is a long-term project, but we can quickly return you a carbon benefit statement of using wood versus other systems. You with that at the right time. We have a bunch of tools we're working on behind the scenes, and we will integrate them with our wall packs here.
Glad to see it in the SD phase. Obviously, it's a big selling point up front in structural system comparisons and competitions. Obviously, the wood system is going to come back with better embodied carbon benefits, but if there isn't an easy way to calc those,
we're going to stay completely focused on the early LOD workflows here. Like the engineering, we're not going to try to become life cycle analysts, but we are trying to give you an early phase carbon benefit to promote the idea that you should design with wood first, optimize for wood, and then it'll be much more effective when you get to costing. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for your hard work up to this point. I want to thank Struxoff for doing a nice job building this, and I want to really thank the ongoing feedback that we're going to get to make this a really great content pack. If you're downloading this and you want to be early to request or ask for new features or content packs, we're keeping all these great advisors like Revit Pure around, and our beta testers are working through projects with us. So we really want to thank the marketplace for helping us to build a really good tool here.